Hi, Phil from Kolvanna on my 5 albums in 6 weeks mission. So, what are these 5 albums? Is a question nobody's asked ever. But I'm going to tell you anyway. They're all original songs written and recorded in a small home studio. And here's how they break down.
Okay, so album one is modern blues. What do I mean by that? Well, the bands that influenced me really in this area are the likes of Walter Trout, who I've seen live so many times, off to see again in a few months' time in Ilkley. Dan Patlansky, Larkin Poe, Robin Trower, and of course, Johnny Lang. Album number two, blues rock. I love bands like Black Country Communion and Tyler Bryant and the Shakedown. And my personal favourite band, have been for well over 20 years, Government Mule. There's a saying, isn't there, never meet your heroes? Well, I have been lucky enough after concerts to meet both Walter Trout and Warren Haynes. And I have to say, they were both fantastic. Hardworking, absolute gentlemen, but really humble. And they proved to me that you can be famous, super talented, at the top of your game without being one of these. Album number three, classic rock. For me, probably the favourite era, late 60s and the 1970s. You're talking bands like Free, Bad Company, early Aerosmith, and of course Led Zeppelin. Clean and crunchy guitars, nothing hyper distorted, not trying to play at a million miles an hour, but everything's built on a foundation of good, solid, catchy riffs. Album number four is modern and alternative rock. Who doesn't love a bit of Soundgarden, Audio Slave, Alice in Chains, Foo Fighters, and probably more recently bands like All Them Witches? If somebody can tell me, by the way, how Robbie Stapler gets his drum tones, man, I'd absolutely love you. They are killer, and from such a small kit, it's incredible. Now, my fifth album takes me back to my roots, the music that caused me to pick up a guitar in the first place. So dust off the leather jacket, turn the amps up to 11, and remember, a deodorant is as good as a shower for 6 months. It's time for some of this. Yes, metal. I'm thinking here mid-era Metallica, Megadeth, Down, some Corrosion of Conformity thrown in, and of course,
Mastodon.
Now, all of the bands that I've talked about here across the 5 different albums, I just want to be clear, I am not trying to be them, but I've listened to their music for years. So, of course, it's going to have an influence on the way that I write and perform. And hopefully that's reflected in the work when it's released.
So, that's it. That's what I'm working on. I'm going to get back to it, and I'll see you soon.